All right, so we are ready to begin. Just a few more pictures of this phenomenal group of very happy, very accomplished students. Next slide, please. You all have received this wonderful invitation. Thank you to the Student Academy of Audiology. And here we have the name of our graduates with their degree. Very, very exciting. Next slide, please. All right. I failed to introduce myself. I'm Carol Coakley. I am the Doctor of Audiology program head, and it just thrills me to be here today. For when these students started in 2017, I was actually the Director of Clinical Education. So I've known all of you so very well from the very beginning. And I feel like in accordance with full disclosure, I feel like we should certainly introduce your guests, your family and friends to our very unique mascot, Timok. He is a mascot that often makes children cry, but he's our own, and he is a comet. Next slide, please. Okay. We know that virtual meetings, virtual gatherings has been a norm for the past year plus. And we know that we would all rather be gathering in the same place at the same time. But the fact that we cannot doesn't take away from the absolute joy and the impact and the importance of this day and the accomplishments of our students. It also enables a much larger group to attend the ceremonies, because if we were face-to-face, we would be limited. Each student would have a table of 6 or 7. So it is really terrific that we can have guests from all over the country and all over the world. And I'm monitoring, it looks like we have 120 in our group so far. So that is just thrilling. I wanted to give you a chance to see a little bit about our university. And in introducing you to our university, if you were on campus, you might be able to see some of the brick and mortar, and that would give you an idea about, where your students spent the day. But I think what really defines a university, a school, a program is its priorities. And I wanted to share with you some of the priorities of the university so you can see how well cared for your students are. First, you may not know that UT Dallas is just a little over 50 years old. And to some in the audience, that might seem awfully old, but I think to most of us here, that doesn't seem old at all. And in 50 short years, the university began in September of 1969, which was a very historic year for many, many reasons. For universities under 50 years old, UT Dallas has ranked at #1 and 21st in world rankings for universities under 50 years of age. So we have accomplished quite a bit in such a short time. Value, we're very interested and always seeking value, and by a number of standards, UT Dallas has been ranked as a best value in higher education. This past year has brought many, many necessary discussions about equity, inclusion, and diversity. And every single member of the UTD family, from students to staff to faculty, has been in on this very important discussion, having us strive to make sure that our diversity and our inclusion are what it should be. And we have been recognized for being one of the top 30 universities for student ethnic diversity. And this was well before this past year when a lot of these discussions have been taking place. So we're very, very proud that ethnic diversity inclusion has not been a new topic for us. We're also one of the top universities for low student debt. And that is something that all of our programs and our schools and our universities pay attention to. We are the only campus in Texas that has a 5-star rating for LGBTQ friendliness. So inclusion across all aspects are extremely important to us. Next slide, please. All right, in terms of brick and mortar, on the right, you see the black and white photo of a handmade sign welcoming the 60+ students who started UT Dallas in 1969. And you may not know that we started as an upper class university, meaning that we did not have freshmen or sophomore. We started with the upper class and graduates with about 60. And then today, we have expansion in both our Dallas and our Richardson campuses, and so we have our research centers, our clinic centers, and our our constantly growing university campus. Next slide, please. All right, so you are now going to be the family member of an audiologist, and for some odd years ago, your son or daughter or friend might have said, I want to be an audiologist. And you might have said, gee, I know what that is. But there's a good chance you might have said, does that mean you're going to sit in the booth while rock bands play and you adjust dials? Or does that mean that you're going to be some kind of executive at Best Buy? What exactly is an audiologist? Well, an audiologist is someone who assesses, identifies, and manages all aspects of hearing loss, tinnitus, and balance. And so for the past 4 years, these students have been gaining expertise across the lifespan of patients, across multiple technologies, across assessment methods that require advanced knowledge of numerous technologies. Next slide. Okay. And to do this, they have spent 4 years, 3 years, what we call residential, earning 100 credits. They have taken just over 70 credits of classwork and laboratory work. They have had numerous experience, what we call outside the booth in rehabilitation programs. You might have heard them talk about their 3rd year project. You might have heard them say, wow, I'm working on this 3rd year project. Or you might have heard them say, oh, I'm working on this 3rd year project. But this is a heavily mentored experience that teaches them to be critical consumers of research and teaches them that they can be very much involved in clinical or translational research. Of course, this past year has changed things a bit, but community engagement, there are so many ways in which your students, and you've seen some of the many, many pictures where students were involved in a number of activities that involved our community. By the time they graduate, which is in just a little bit, all of them will have earned over 2,000 hours of clinical contact across the scope of practice, across service settings, and across the lifespan of the patient. Next slide, please. So 2021, I don't know how many times we've all heard that this is an unprecedented year, unprecedented circumstances, and certainly that's true. Here are a couple of words that kind of come up when we think of 2021. Some of them are not so nice. Yes, there was chaos. Yes, there was uncertainty. I think everybody felt exhausted as we had to navigate new situations frequently. But it also brought out courage, creativity, the faith that we were going to get through this, we were going to do what was needed to be done, and we were going to accomplish our goals. Absolutely, each and every one of these students had a tremendous amount of grit, and they took every opportunity possible. And they learned and had opportunities that they might not have otherwise had to solve problems and see things in a different way. Here are a couple of photos of what it's been like to be an audiologist and to be a student during this past year. And my hat's off to each and every one of these students who have just demonstrated so much positivity and have come such a long way. Next slide, please. Okay, before I introduce our kind of our leadership across the university, I wanted to just say a few words about our leadership and also about a number of the guests that we have over the past years invited to speak to our students. I've always been so impressed. Dr. Roser, Dr. Clark, Dr. Shupe have all addressed our students in the past because they have been leadership within our profession. And I've always learned so much and always wondered, gee, you know, just to get up there and to make such wonderful statements that inspire you. So I thought that I probably shouldn't aim that high. So I am going to tell you a brief story about eggs. I was a picky eater when I was young, and probably many of you were picky eaters when you were young. A lot of it had to do with consistency. I didn't want the slimy mushrooms. I didn't want the onions that were translucent. And eggs. Eggs were things, boy, if you have a slimy egg, there's not good. I'm seeing people are agreeing with me. Slimy eggs or eggs that are too dry just kind of turns your stomach. Well, I was kind of picky. So my mother, I don't even know how young I was. She said, you know, I cannot make the eggs the way you like them. So you're going to have to learn how to make your own eggs. And so on mornings when we had a family breakfast, I would have to make my eggs before she made everybody else's eggs. And I liked my eggs scrambled because I was not going to risk anything over easy. Ooh, no way. And I didn't like the white part of the egg being solid in my yellow. Scrambled eggs should be all yellow. And I perfected, I think, the perfect way of scrambling the eggs. I don't even need, any special devices. Just use my wrist and a fork, and I have perfect eggs. So I was making my scrambled eggs, and then I turned over the stove to my mother, who was making, sunny side up, over easy, over medium, making all those eggs. And she cracks one egg, she puts it in the pan, and the egg yolk was broken. And then she cracks another egg and she puts it in the pan and the egg yolk was broken. And I said, my egg yolks were all broken too. And she looked at me and she said, well, why didn't you say anything? And she was a little bit annoyed. And I'm like, why didn't I say anything about broken egg yolks? And I kind of chalked it up to kind of those frustrating statements that mothers of four make from time to time when they're addressing their children. But then it stuck with me. It stuck with me when I was young, and it stuck with me even years later. And what she was saying to me was, look at what you do and look at what happens. Use a critical eye. What is the implication of what you're seeing? And what should you do next because of what you've observed? Now, she didn't know the term critical thinking, but that's exactly what she was describing. So one of the lessons that I learned from my scrambled egg story in that little kitchen in Queens was, number one, be observant and gather appropriate information. Number two, use that information to make good decisions and determine the best outcomes. My mother would have probably made scrambled eggs had she known all the egg yolks were going to break. And the third is, always listen to your mother. So, all right, I'd like to turn to Dr. Inga Musselman. If you can please turn on your camera and turn on your mic so that you can address our AUD graduates.
Can you hear me? Great. Okay. Thank you, Carol. Good afternoon, graduates, families, friends, and colleagues. First of all, I really enjoyed the slideshow before the program. All of that fun along with the learning. It's wonderful. I am honored to share in this afternoon's white coat ceremony.
Monica, right there.
A ceremony that recognizes the transition of our Doctor of Audiology students to their professional careers.
What are you laughing about?
As UT Dallas's provost and a chemist, you may be surprised that white coat ceremonies are not new to me. Next to academics, my immediate family by profession has the most number of healthcare professionals, including my husband, daughter, and future son-in-law who are physicians, my sister, who is a doctor of nursing practice, and my brother-in-law, who is a dentist. The three most recent doctoral awardees all were honored in white coat ceremonies. And I am thrilled that this ceremony today, which has been a UT Dallas tradition for some time, is being held virtually in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic. It is so important to recognize the hard work of our students, their accomplishments and milestones, including earning the doctoral degree. Thank you, students, for choosing UT Dallas for your doctoral education, and please stay connected as alumni. I would also like to recognize and thank Dean Small, Dr. Shupe, Dr. Laprell, Dr. Coakley, and the entire audiology faculty for their hard work in educating our students, as well as the staff, without whose dedication all of this would not be possible. Thank you all for organizing and participating in this ceremony today to celebrate our graduates. And graduates, congratulations to you and your families, and best wishes for a successful and rewarding career in audiology. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Musselman. Dr. Stephen Small, who is the Dean of School and Behavioral and Brain Sciences, will you please turn on your mic?
Thanks, Carol, and thanks, Dr. Musselman, for the very nice discussion. I was going to mention Dr. Musselman's family of clinical folks up and down the family, and I want to thank Dr. Musselman for her support for all of our clinical activities. I remember the white coat ceremony that I had because I'm a clinician myself, and I remember my own white coat ceremony, so I can understand how it feels to be a student at a white coat ceremony. But I, like Dr. Musselman, also have a couple of children who had white coat ceremonies, and so I can understand what it's like to be a parent, family member in the room today. And it's absolutely an incredible experience, and I really, I feel your pride and your happiness at what's happening with your children today. This wonderful event. I'm particularly happy to be here because audiology and speech-language pathology are our only two clinical programs at the University of Texas at Dallas. And being the dean of the school means that I have responsibility for the education and research that goes on in those fields. And that research and that education is clinically focused. And so it's very exciting for me to be able to be here and to be leading this school. The other thing that we haven't mentioned is, besides being the only clinical programs at the University of Texas at Dallas, the audiology program is the highest ranked education program at UT Dallas. You probably know this. I'm sure that I know the students know this. I'm sure you've told your parents and family this, but we are among the top audiology programs in the United States. And it's really special to be graduating from such a program. Congratulations, all of you, for the amazing coursework that you did, the amazing clinical rotations, the hard work you put in hospitals and clinics, schools, and so forth, to get the experience you need. And in particular, as mentioned by Dr. Coakley and Dr. Musselman, the adaptations that you made with COVID. You are now, you're the first class that has come out of this program with knowledge of telehealth that is deeper than any previous class in the history of UT Dallas Audiology program. Telehealth is something that you have at your fingertips. You know how it works, you know what it is, and in the future, as we integrate, as we're back to in-person, but we integrate into our in-person clinical activities, the telehealth activities, you will be you'll have a really wonderful experience, knowledge, and you'll be able to help that along because some of your colleagues will not have as much. You had work on simulators, you had work behind plexiglass, you had work behind masks, and as someone who's very interested in speech and language, I can only imagine what it's like to try to help your patients wearing a mask over your lips and mouth when half of what your patients need is, or more than half probably, is your lips and mouth, because they need your lips and mouth more than anybody. And so trying to do your job behind plexiglass with masks and with no visibility of lips and mouth is really an incredible success on your part. So I know the pandemic was rough, but your experiences are going to make you so much better audiologists. I'm really thrilled for a bright light at the end of this year. So congratulations, graduates, congratulations, families, congratulations, parents, and again, please don't forget us as you move on. Come back and speak with us, meet with us, and be members of our family over the long term. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Spall. Dr. Shupe, will you please turn on your microphone?
Thank you so much, Dr. Coakley. Greetings, graduates, families, faculty, and guests. As you heard, my name is Angela Shupe, and I am the Executive Director of the Callier Center for Communication Disorders and also a professor in the School of Behavioral and Brain Sciences at UT Dallas. I'm pretty passionate about audiology. I actually am currently serving as the president of the American Academy of Audiology and as vice chair of the Audiology Academy of the National Academies of Practice. I know from extensive experience that serving individuals with communication difficulties is an extremely meaningful and rewarding profession. I am really honored to have the opportunity to extend my congratulations to the graduates receiving their white coats today, and also to be one of the first to welcome them into our profession. I was also asked to provide an overview of the Callier Center for Communication Disorders this evening. The Callier Center is a place, but much more importantly, it is the many talented clinicians, educators, research scientists, and staff who work collaboratively. They work collaboratively to further the tripart mission of excellence in clinical care, education of the next generation of knowledgeable and compassionate healthcare providers, and research that is necessary to advance innovative diagnostic and treatment protocols for individuals with speech, language, and hearing difficulties. This important work is carried out in two facilities. You saw pictures of them earlier. The original Callier Center in Dallas is located in the Dallas Medical District, and the Callier Center Richardson is on the University of Texas at Dallas campus in Richardson. Both of these facilities house classrooms, laboratories, and educational support facilities, in addition to fully functioning clinics. When students begin their doctoral training experience on the path to becoming master clinicians at UT Dallas Callier Center, they spend many, many hours in the classrooms and laboratories gaining information and acquiring skills. And then as the educational process progresses, this hard-won theoretical knowledge transitions seamlessly to the clinical application, with outstanding clinical mentors supporting the integration of classroom knowledge and clinical application. As the Callier Center is a busy established clinic with many collaborative relationships in the community, the students are able to see a variety of patients across the lifespan that are seeking hearing imbalance evaluation and management. Audiology is an extremely dynamic profession with rapid changes in clinical practice driven by innovative research that helps us understand more about the hearing imbalance system and also improves the efficiency and efficacy with which we provide diagnostic and treatment protocols for our patients. Excellence in clinical care requires highly skilled clinicians who are educated to be critical thinkers and are equipped to continuously update their practices in a rapidly changing healthcare arena. At the Callier Center, in addition to comprehensive educational curricula and clinical experience, students are also exposed to scientists who are advancing the knowledge base of the profession. Integration of clinical care, quality education, and basic and translational research and communication sciences creates an environment in which these students are well prepared to be competent clinicians, scientists, and educators. They gain this experience through exposure to outstanding role models and model programs. Congratulations to the class of 2021 and your families. Having successfully earned your doctorate in audiology at Callier Center and the University of Texas at Dallas, I have every expectation that you will positively impact the lives of individuals experiencing hearing imbalance difficulties. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shupe. Dr. Laprell, will you please turn on your mic?
Congratulations, graduates. Welcome back. It's so great to see all of you, at least virtually. Welcome to you and welcome to your families. As Dr. Coakley said, we're so glad that so many people can be here with us. I know that everyone is eager to hear from our graduating students, and so I promise to keep my comments brief. I most of all want to share with our graduates how proud of you I am. You have worked so tirelessly in your classes and your practicum at Callier, at Dallas, remotely once we went virtually, and then across the country as you went off on externship. You have learned and accomplished so much and have so much to be proud of. One of the things your families may or may not realize is how frequently you were tested on your knowledge and skills. I'm sure that it felt relatively endless to you, but you all have succeeded. We set a very, very high bar at UT Dallas, and you have all met it. We're so proud of you. Obviously, your in-person education was disrupted, and one of the things that has impressed me the most about your cohort is how calmly you have all pushed ahead at a time when it did feel as though things were chaotic or uncertain or at risk. There was not a sense of fear. People dug in and worked remotely and learned telehealth and developed tremendous new skills and really rolled with the changes. So kudos to all of you for having shown such flexibility and adaptability over the past 12 to 18 months. And most of all, I want to congratulate you for developing your critical thinking skills, the skills that you need to be lifelong learners. Audiology is not going to be the same in 15 years or in 20 years as it is now. And I, for one, am confident in your readiness, both now and for all that is yet to come for the practice of audiology. So I wish you and your families all the best as you celebrate your accomplishments and your graduations. Congratulations, class of 2021, and please stay connected with us in your new UTD alumni roles. We look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Thank you, Dr. Laprell. Can I have the next slide, please? Okay. Can I also have the cameras on for all of the AUD faculty, please, so that that everyone can see us and see who we are all at once? Okay. And if the rest of you can turn off your cameras. Okay, you've already met me and Dr. Laprell. Jackie Clark, will you please turn on your camera and say a quick hello?
Welcome to UT Dallas.
And Dr. Andrea Gomert.
Hello, everyone. Glad to have you back. Congratulations.
And Dr. Scott Griffiths.
Congratulations, graduates of 2021. It has been a joy to work with you, and I look forward to seeing your success in the coming years.
Dr. Edward Loborinas, or Dr. L, as he is referred to.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. Congratulations to all the families, friends. You know, your support system has been really, really important in the student's success.
Absolutely. Dr. Roser. Okay, we will come back. Dr. Thibodeau.
I think I'm unmuted, and I just want to say I've really missed seeing all of you, and it's so great to see your faces today. I saw a sign today at a school that said, "We've been virtually lost without you." So we missed you and glad to see you today.
Thank you.
Sorry about that. Am I on now?
Yes, we hear you. Yay!
I guess it happens to the best of us, right? So I just want to say congratulations. We set the bar high. You jumped over it. Congratulations. We are very proud of you.
Thank you, Dr. Roser and Dr. Andrea Warner-Sis.
Congratulations, and particularly on your patience and perseverance in getting through everything. You guys did it, so you should be super proud of yourself.
Well, here we are. Next slide, please. And Dr. Gomer, would you like to introduce the faculty associates from the Callier Center?
Yes, thank you. If all of our faculty associates will turn on your camera, I'm going to have you wave as your name is called. So we have on a wonderful staff who worked with all of them, your students, and actually one of them is retired, but she's on there. So Dr. Kelly Archer, if you give everyone a wave. Dr. Carlock has retired. Dr. Stephanie Cox. Dr. Kim Fiorentino. Dr. Alexandra Harris. Dr. Shauna Jackson. Dr. Sherry Kwan. Dr. Laura Purnell. Dr. Amanda Frost. And Dr. Lisa Richards. So these are your wonderful faculty associates that were preceptors for all of you, and we're very proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Thank you, Dr. Gomert. And the faculty associates are the clinicians who work at the Callier Center, and their expertise covers across the lifespan and all of the scope of practice in audiology. And we just can't be where we are without them. Next slide, please. Okay. Andrew Calvert, Sharon Matthews, and Sierra Owens, if you are on, please turn on your cameras. We could not be where we are without the support of Andy Calvert, Sharon Matthews, and Sierra Owens, who are instrumental in the day-to-day operations of the academic programs and the clinical programs. So thank you very much, and thank you for being here as well. Next slide, please. All right, here we have photos of the class of 2021, and if you want to all turn on your mics and give them all a round of applause, and so they can hear. There we go. And if we can have all of the graduates, please turn on your cameras so that we can make sure that we can see all of you. And if everyone else can turn off their cameras, remember that's the video camera, and click it so it has a line through it so that we can make sure to see their faces.
Monica!
Get it back now. Get her back.
There we go. Okay, if we can have the next, and we will be back to the stars of our program, which of course are the graduates of 2021. Can we have the next slide, please? Okay, and Annabelle Bowl, will you please turn on your camera?
Show conversation.
Hello. Good evening. My name is Annabelle Bowl, and I'm the current president of SAA, which is the Student Academy of Audiology. So this organization at UT Dallas is one of the local branches of the National Student Academy of Audiology, and we host social, educational, and professional events. It gives students an opportunity to stay involved with what's going on at the national level and creates events to support each other, our community, and advocate for our field here in Dallas. We put on fundraising events such as bake sales and t-shirt sales. We have mixers as a way to get to know each other and our fellow audiology students down the road at the University of North Texas. We participate in outreach and volunteer events such as hearing screenings and adopting a family for Christmas, and advocacy events such as sharing important information on social media and educating the public at events such as Wings Over Dallas. Even when events were moved to a virtual format this year, our students were still able to attend and kept the spirits alive. I wanted to give a huge thank you to the class of 2021 for consistently staying involved and leading the way for others to follow in your path. I also want to thank Dr. Clark for serving as the faculty advisor for SAA and always being flexible and supporting the ever-changing ideas of the student body. I would now like to take a moment to recognize the students who served in SAA leadership in their time here. So for the 2018-2019 SAA board, Stephanie Tittle served as the president. Hannah Swanner served as the vice president. Morgan Flanagan served as the secretary. Ariella Iola served as the advocacy chair. Tatum Joy served as the humanitarian chair. Tina Campbell served as the financial chair. And David Tulsticka served as the social chair. And for the 2019-2020 board, Josephine Hahn served as the secretary. Elizabeth Quinley served as the treasurer. And Hunter Holcomb served as the advocacy chair. On behalf of all of SAA, we want to congratulate all of you on your graduation. I know the following cohorts look up to y'all, and I can't wait to see the impact you have on our field. You can now take out your name plaques out of the box if you would like to look at them.
If you want to hold them up, by all means. Well, there's something to be said for see-through plaques. So we hope that these adorn your desks, and you deserve them, and thank you SAA for making this happen. And I hope that when you look at them, you think of your UTD friends and family. If we can have the next slide, please. All right, so now we will begin our graduate tributes. So we're going to ask that you turn off your cameras and your mics, and I will call upon the graduate and their families when it's their turns. Okay, so everyone turn off your camera and your mic. Okay, and I'm going to ask Tina Campbell to turn on her camera and her mic. And the friends and family of Tina Campbell, please turn on your cameras and not your mic at this time. So we're waiting for all of Tina's friends and families and fans. We'll give it another moment. And Tina, we would love to hear from you.
All right, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
I hope so. Here. Well, I want to just start by saying thank you to everyone for joining us on today's celebration. I'm so happy to share this day with friends and family of mine, as well as that of all of my classmates. I will try to keep everything short and sweet. I want to start by thanking my parents who are here in the living room with me for supporting me and my crazy dream to quit my job and move across the country and go back to school for another 4 long years. Thank you to my big sister Erin for always taking care of me, even probably in times when I didn't deserve it. To Blake for being incredibly patient and supportive through all of the ups and downs of grad school and throughout the pandemic. And to Blake's family for treating me as one of your own. I'm so grateful for your kindness and all of your support. To my grandma and grandpa in Florida, I miss you and I love you, and I hope to get to visit soon. To the Campbell clan across the United States, all the way from Toledo to Alaska, I love and miss all of you. And I want to thank everyone for their help in finding the pearls. To all of my friends and loved ones from near and far, I'm so happy that you are here to celebrate with me today virtually. To all of my professors, thank you for your wisdom and guidance over the last 4 years. I'm grateful for your endless dedication to the field of audiology and to all of us as students. I want to especially thank Dr. Loberinas for inviting me to work in your lab. I've learned some of the greatest lessons in research, audiology, and in life from you. So thank you for helping me grow and thrive under your mentorship. To all of the clinicians that I've worked with, thank you for guiding me through patient care and navigating the nuances of clinical practice. I'm so grateful for all of the wonderful role models that I've learned from over the last 4 years. And lastly, congratulations to all of my classmates, the Aud Squad, we did it. I'm so fortunate to have shared this long journey with you all, and I'm so lucky to have each and every one of you in my life as a friend and now as a distinguished colleague. I'm so proud to share this virtual stage with you all today, and I can't wait to hear about all of the amazing things that I know you will all accomplish in the future. Cheers to the 2021 graduates.
Thank you. All right, if Tina and her fans and family can turn off their mics and videos, and can we please have Morgan Flanagan turn on your mic and your video, and the family and friends of Morgan, please turn on your videos. And we'll just give that a moment to let everyone come into view.
I don't. All right, guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. We're having some connectivity issues here. All right, so this day has been such a long time coming for all of us. Personally, I've been waiting for this since I was 6 years old. I might have never even learned about this incredible field had it not been for my family. Since my early days of tagging along to my cousin's audiology appointments and doing middle school projects on ear anatomy, I've always known that this was my path. My opportunity to observe in clinics throughout high school and undergrad only confirmed my passion. Without the guidance and teaching from mentors throughout the years and the unending encouragement from my family, I never would have made it here. The opportunity to grow and learn at UT Dallas over the last 4 years has been a blessing. We were fortunate to learn from knowledgeable and passionate professors and clinical staff who have molded us into the critically minded, ambitious clinicians that we are today. They provided us with foundational knowledge and tools that will carry us throughout the rest of our careers. It has been an honor to work with each of you. And a quick special thanks to Andy Calvert. I had such a blast teching with you, and I learned so much. Beyond that, though, work days with you often felt like a safe haven in the storm. So thank you for being an excellent supervisor and friend. I was lucky to end up in one of the closest cohorts. I've so enjoyed the time that I spent with y'all, and I'm so grateful to call each of you a friend and now a colleague. I'm thankful for the time that we spent learning and growing together. Thank you so much for all the belly laughs, the Friendsgiving dinners, and for so patiently putting up with all my whining about the cold. Thank you for the continual support and encouragement and for becoming my family away from home. I know without a doubt that we're all going to go on to do incredible things in our careers. I hope that we're able to stay close and continue to grow together. And to my family and friends here from home, your encouragement got me to grad school and your support got me through. No words can begin to express how thankful I am for all of you. And specifically to my parents, thank you for picking me up during the low points and for celebrating with me during the highs. Thank you for always being there. I love you both. And again, thanks to our incredible educational and clinical faculty, I'm proud to say I had the opportunity to work with and learn from one of the best AUD programs in the country. And I'm eager and ready to see what lies ahead for each of us in our future careers. Thank you.
Okay, and if Morgan and her family and friends can turn off their mics and their videos, and can we please have Sarah Gittleman turn on your camera and your mic, and will Sarah's friends and family please turn on your mics and your cameras. Everybody else's cameras should be off.
Oh, thanks, Renee. So first off, I need to say thank you to all of our professors and clinical faculty and our amazing program. I am truly grateful to have attended such a world-class institution, and I learned so much from all of you, so thank you. I want to say thank you to my externship site at the Durham VA for shaping me into the clinician that I am today, and I'm very excited to be able to continue my career within the VA. Of course, to my family, my parents, who are literally sitting right beside me, so I'm not going to face them and show you my profile. But my parents have supported me endlessly throughout all, 20 years of schooling, and I could not be thankful enough. To my siblings, Elena and Pete, Adam and Liz, we all supported each other as we've all gone through postgraduate schooling. How is that possible? So thank you for letting me talk about ears incessantly at every Thanksgiving for the last 4 years. I love you all. To my friends who I know are on, I never thought to make such great friends in Dallas outside of the program. So thank you to Bree and Chad, Laura, Clay, Eric, and Austin. I love you all. Of course, to my classmates, to my cohort, could not have done this without y'all. I cannot imagine spending the last 4 years with any other group of people, from our very first month when Ari decided that we all have to have birthday treats and randomly assigning everyone a birthday buddy, to our pumpkin carving parties, quarter bar parties, our Friendsgivings, where we found out that we're all pretty good cooks. I love y'all. I need to give a special thank you to actually Dr. L, because you scheduled our very first hearing science exam for the day after Renee's birthday, our first semester, first year. And it was because of that, on her birthday in October, that we were walking home to our cars after class, and I asked her what she was doing for her birthday. And she said, "Oh, nothing, my husband has to work." And I said, "Oh, that's not acceptable." So I came over to her apartment, and we were studying for hearing science, but instead we drank wine and sat on the floor of her apartment and forged a friendship that will last me for the rest of my life. So I love you, Renee. Thank you, Dr. L. And really, congratulations, doctors. I am so proud of all of us. Love y'all.
Hey. All right. Thank you, Sarah. And if we can have Renee Golden keep her mic and her camera on, and Renee's family and friends, please join us by turning on your cameras and your mics.
Okay, we're gonna clean a little bit, just a little bit. We just have a little bit. We're gonna cut those down.
There's Bill.
Hi, everybody. Are we all on? I think we're on. Okay. So first, I want to say thank you to all of our professors and preceptors who provided us with just the best education that I could have ever dreamed of, and all the help that you've given us to become the best clinicians we can be. I really appreciate all of your dedication and to our education, and even more so as we navigated the last year together. So thank you so much for all of the knowledge and the wisdom that you've shared with all of us. And then next to my classmates, I genuinely believe that we got so lucky in the group that we got together. And there's no way that I could have gotten through this without all of you. I'm really happy that we all got to go through this together. And honestly, one of the hardest parts of going virtual with COVID was knowing that I didn't get a proper goodbye with all of you. And that still just makes me so sad. But this program has brought me some of the best friends that I could have ever imagined, and I am so grateful that I got to do the past 4 years with you guys. It has been a crazy journey, and I'm so proud of us and so proud of all of you. And lastly, I just want to say thank you to my family for all of the just emotional and mental support that you guys have given me the last 4 years. When I first started this 4 years ago, it felt like it was going to be a really, really long time, and it really has just flown by. So thank you for all of that support, and I just couldn't have done it without all you guys.
And if we can have Josephine Hahn turn on your camera and your video, and Josephine's family and friends, please turn on your cameras.
Hi, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me. But I just wanted to start off by saying that I am eternally grateful for all the opportunities and experiences I've had at the program here for the past 4 years. To the faculty at UTD and my clinical preceptors in the DFW area in New Jersey, I want to thank each and every one of you for sharing your wisdom and providing me a safe and encouraging learning environment. I feel at the bottom that I have been able to be mentored by so many outstanding clinicians in our field. To Dr. Parnell, thank you for taking the extra time during your work days to explain skills and information I hadn't yet understood, and also for reviewing over challenging cases with me that developed my skills as a clinician. To Dr. Coakley, thank you for being an amazing advocate for us students and sacrificing your time to help us out individually to meet our goals. And also thank you to my family and friends for sustaining me through this journey with your support, encouragement, and food. I hope that these few words can somewhat convey how much I cherish you all. I'd also like to thank God for his all-sufficient grace and his hand in my life that has led me up to this very moment. And last but certainly not least, thank you to my dear, dear cohort for being my home away from home. I'm so proud to have you guys as my fellow audiologists, and I'm excited to see what our future brings. We did it.
Woo.
Yay.
Thank you, Josephine. Hunter Holcomb, will you please turn on your microphone and your camera, and will Hunter's family and friends please turn on their cameras?
Turn yours off.
All right, can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
All right, it is a joy and honor to be with you all today. That I'm before you today at the end of a 4-year process may be credited to a number of individuals, and any attempt to thank them all would be incomplete and insufficient. To begin with, I must express my thanks to my classmates who have each in their own particular way made graduate school a significant degree easier. When I consider the fact that we selected a helping profession, which does not usually come with glamour or excessive wealth, it is not surprising that we are a group of such grounded, kind, and compassionate individuals. To the faculty of the AUD program, thank you for your efforts to mold us into exceptional clinicians and professionals. The reputation of UT Dallas's audiology program is due in large part to your high-quality research and teaching, and I'm honored to have benefited from it. Dr. Clark, thank you for your guidance and mentorship throughout the past 4 years. I could not have asked for a better GA and capstone supervisor. Your input and perspectives have encouraged me to become more interested in the public health implications of audiological science and the importance of professional advocacy. You have played a large part in making me a critical consumer and author of research. I must especially thank my parents, Sharon and Mac, for all their support and encouragement throughout my life. I would not be who I am today without their tireless love and support. My father has been the most important audiologist in my life, and our conversations regarding audiology and life throughout my education kept me focused and reminded me of the importance of life outside of the textbook. My mother has gifted me with her deep compassion for others and encouraged me to expand my horizons, even when my introverted self preferred to remain in the safe climb of the reading chair. To my family, thank you for everything, especially tolerating random conversations at family gatherings about the utility of speech and noise testing. I'm so honored and glad that you have joined me for today's ceremony. A special thanks to my grandfather, Dr. Charlie Holcomb Sr., without whose support I would not be here today. I'm confident he's with us in spirit. As I celebrate the completion of my doctorate, I view it as a step in the process of my education, a jumping off point from which my life and career trajectory will continue to evolve. I'm thrilled and honored to begin my career as a doctor in the hearing arts and sciences, working to enable patients to live better and longer lives through better hearing and balance. To my fellow graduates, I will leave you all with an excerpt from the 20th century British American poet T.S. Eliot. We will not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Thank you all.
Congratulations. Thank you. Will Ariel Iola please turn on your camera and your mic, and will the family and friends of Ari please turn on your videos?
Okay. So I just wanted to say thank you to my parents for your unwavering support throughout my numerous years of schooling. Thank you for being involved in my aspirations and encouraging me to be a motivated, driven, and successful audiologist. Eric, thank you for supporting my passion for audiology and learning more than you ever wanted to know about ears. It takes a village to be able to accomplish a goal so large, and I'm thankful for all of the people in my village, including but not limited to my brother, my current family, my extended family, my soon-to-be family, and my best friend and my second family. I had the unique opportunity where I met a mentor in my undergraduate studies who inspired me to become an audiologist. I didn't know anything about audiology prior to the anatomy of the ear class, and she took the time to meet with me and explain the profession to me. She is a large part of the reason why I'm here today, and I would encourage all of my professors to be that mentor for future students. Thank you to my professors and clinical supervisors for your patience, guidance, and interest in my future success as an audiologist. To my classmates, the bond that we've created is special and everlasting. I have thoroughly enjoyed learning with and from each one of you. From sitting in our assigned seats in every class, camping and even rooming together at Camp Chat, meeting for our mandatory yearly Friendsgiving, or celebrating the end of each semester at Quarter Bar, we have learned and grown closer than I ever would have thought possible with 13 random people. Now I can't imagine continuing on this journey without those 13 not so random people. I know I miss seeing you all every day, but I also know we'll keep our group chat alive. I feel so fortunate to have found a career and a passion that is so rewarding. My outgoing and social personality is fulfilled with patient interactions. I have grown to love learning about my patients, both their hearing needs and personal motivations. The genuine bonds I have created with patients have turned ordinary encounters into rewarding experiences for both the patient and for me. These are the experiences that have reinforced my passion for a career in audiology. I look forward to continuing to learn and contributing to improvements in people's quality of life.
Thank you. Now we'll have Tatum Joy. Please turn on your video and your mic, and will Tatum's family and friends please keep your video on.
Hello, everyone. I can't believe we're here. Super excited. First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for helping me through this crazy journey of audiology school. And I also like to thank my parents, my brother, my grandparents. Shout out to Ohio. Shout out to the one downstairs just for sort of supporting me financially through words of encouragement. They've been such a part of this big journey. I also want to thank all my friends that have, been praying for me with these endless nights of studying, sending supportive texts. It's just, I definitely could have done it without you all. And I think when I was thinking about what to say here, you think about grad school, you think, okay, it's going to be the long nights of studying, the study parties, the celebrating our first test together and all going out for that. But then I also thought about all the unexpected things that came our way these past 4 years. One of them personally being I broke my arm 2 times in grad school. And then we have obviously COVID-19 thrown our way. For me personally, I moved to a new state. 2 days later, I then lost my externship job there. I also think of my lovely cohort, who some of them have also broken some bones. We're, a rowdy bunch. Some of them have had to navigate medical diagnoses through this season. And so we've had a lot of unexpected things thrown our way, both hard, but also some really exciting things like engagements and then wedding planning and all of those things. So with that said, with the unexpected as well as the expected, I'm so honored to virtually sit beside each of these classmates. They have meant the world to me, and I know, like all of us have been saying, I could not have been here without them. Thank you, Dr. Gomert, for being such a beautiful role model of someone I want to be one day. And thank you, Dr. Clark, for always checking in on me. I see you in the hallways and you'll be like, how are you doing? And I always enjoyed those conversations. So I am just so grateful to be here, so honored to stand by these classmates of mine. And like Josephine said, we did it.
Thank you. Can we have Ching Kao turn on your video and your mic, and please, your family and friends, have them please turn on your videos.
Should I go over there so we can all be over there?
Hi everyone, so glad to see everyone. I would like to first thank our faculty and staff for making this virtual White Coat ceremony possible. With the virtual edition, my family in Taiwan, my friends in Taiwan are all able to celebrate with us. I would like to thank Dr. Coakley and Dr. Labarinas for choosing me during my grad school interview. And I already knew at the interview that UTD is the school for me, and for supporting me and checking in on me for the past 4 years. I want to thank Dr. Thibodeau for your guidance on building my research skills and the analytical thinking for my graduate studies, and for all the back and forth midnight emails for our research project. And to Dr. Roser for teaching me everything on the audiology and sharing and exchanging cultures and your contribution to our profession. I would like to thank my fellow classmates for helping each other throughout the years and helping each other get out of grad school and becoming my immediate friends when I first arrived in the United States. And I would like to thank all my externship supervisors for their supervision for the past year and to complete my last year of grad school education. I am so grateful to continue to work at Scott & White, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And finally, my sincere thank you to Mom, Dad, and Brother Rich for supporting my decision to come to the States for graduate school and picking up late night phone calls whenever I needed and being available whenever I need you. Thank you all. And my brother is going to send me a text. This he kept confidential, and he wanted me to read it during my time for the tributes. And he said, hi everyone, this is Nina's family from Taiwan. We would like to say a few words to congratulate Nina. Due to global pandemic, it's a pity that we can't go to the United States to share this incredible moment with you all. However, we want you to know we're so happy and so proud of you, what you have accomplished. As a little girl, you had always said you wanted to study in the States one day. Though we knew you got a very long way to go, we love you, support you, and try to give you all the things we would help you fulfill that dream. with all the effort you put in, it wasn't a dream anymore. You attended and celebrated AUD program in Dallas, a place you love since 6-year-old. From Taiwan to the US, it wasn't an easy road. We knew most of the time you did tell us difficulties you were facing, since you don't want us to worry about you. We would like to say thank you to all the faculties to UTD AUD program and all Nina's classmates for helping Nina throughout these years. Nina, you're always an independent, thoughtful, and kind, humble child that we love so much. Your new journey is about to start. Know that we are so proud of you, and we will support every decision you make. We wish you all the best. Congratulations for your amazing accomplishments. Can't wait to see you in June. Thank you all. I am forever grateful to be proud to be a UTD AUD graduate. Thank you.
And welcome to Dallas, all those who are so far away and yet so near. So thank you for joining us. It's so special. Elizabeth Quinley, can you please turn on your video and your mic, and please have your family and friends join you.
Alrighty. Oh my gosh, I'm crying. So, thank you all for being here to celebrate this momentous occasion. Your support has allowed and helped us all to come to this point. To our clinical professors and mentors, thank you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom in your areas of interest. Thank you for your encouragement, guidance, and most importantly, your listening ears. You have allowed us to ask questions, grow in our knowledge of this field, and make lifelong connections. To my friends, congratulations on all of your hard work. Over the last year, when I think about this day, I have been transported to when we first met each other and how nervous we all were. Nervous about all the new people, the new experiences, and all the unknown before us. Over the last 4 years, we have laughed together, cried together, and we have grown so much personally and professionally. We have been challenged to think deeper, broaden our understanding, and to provide compassionate patient care. I continue to marvel how close we have all become, and I will be forever grateful for the friendships we have developed. To my family, thank you for your love, encouragement, and motivation that you have all provided over these years. You have all been a source of inspiration to me. Thank you for always being my listening ears, my dose of reality, and for giving me the tools to succeed. I would not have made it here without your persistence and determination to help me succeed. So thank you, everyone.
Love you, Elizabeth! Congratulations. Thank you. Can we please have Hannah Swanner turn on your mic and your video, and Hannah's family and friends, please keep your videos on.
Hey everyone! Oh man, I got a little teary-eyed, so I'm gonna try to pull it together so I can say a few words. I just can't believe that we made it this far. If you would have told me in high school that 1, I would become an audiologist, and 2, that I would live in Dallas, Texas for 3 years for graduate school, and then move to Philadelphia, I would have just stared at you in disbelief and probably laughed.
Her boyfriend's
I also would have
down
asked
there
you, what
at
the
the
heck
bottom.
is audiologist
John.
do? Growing up, I always thought I would be a vet, but then when I was diagnosed with hearing loss myself in college, I realized the importance of the work that audiologists do, and I just wanted to make a difference in my patients' lives, just like my audiologist helped me. So thank you to that audiologist in college. But I'm so thankful for this program, for my classmates, and of course for my family and friends that have been so supportive throughout this whole process. Thank you, UTD, for a great 4 years. This program has taught me the value of patient-centered care, helped me channel my love for working with children into a passion for pediatric audiology, and provided endless leadership opportunities in research and community events that modeled me into the leader that I am today. Thank you to all the faculty that have trained me to become the pediatric audiologist that I am today, and for constantly pouring yourselves into me. I will never forget all of the wonderful times in the TAP lab with Dr. L, the chinchillas, and all of our wonderful lab crew, or the hour car rides down to Tool, Texas, filled with the tea and fun conversations about audiology with Dr. Clark. I also will never forget the conversation I had with Dr. Gomer, where she mentioned that I should check out the Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, which is how I ended up at externship there. I just really appreciate all of the clinicians at my rotations, demonstrating what evidence-based practice means, sharing their wisdom, tips, and tricks, and for constantly challenging me to think critically so that I could provide the best care for patients. Also, a big thanks goes to Melissa Kane and Laura Duffy, who have been my mentors at CHOP during externship. All of these wonderful preceptors, mentors, and leaders in our field have ultimately prepared me to be the independent audiologist that I am today. Classmates, thank you so much for putting up with my loud typing in class, for keeping me laughing, for appreciating all of the pictures and discussions about Ollie, for all of the wonderful treats for our birthday buddies, for all of our Friendsgivings, all the conferences, for the pumpkin carving parties, and for always encouraging me to push myself when I needed it the most. These past 4 years have been so challenging, but so rewarding, and I'm so glad that I was able to do it alongside some of my best friends and now my fellow colleagues. I can't wait to see what each of us will do in our careers. And to all my family and friends, thank you so much for listening to all of my random facts about ears and hearing, for listening to me vent about all the tests and assignments, and for supporting me on this journey as I pursued my dream career. I couldn't have done it without y'all, and will be happy to test everyone's hearing if needed. Also, don't use Q-tips. I love y'all so much, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Woo!
Great, Hannah.
I use them. Huh?
Okay, Stephanie Tittle, will you please put on your camera and your mic, and the friends and family for Stephanie, please put on your cameras.
Where's Edna?
Wait.
Oh my God.
Okay, hello everybody. Thank you so much to all my friends and family who are logged on today, in addition to my classmates who have become my friends and family as well. I haven't been able to hold it in since the first person started talking in our class, but I couldn't have done it without any of you guys. I actually, funny enough, UT Dallas kind of wasn't on my radar when I was applying for grad schools, but my mom, of course, did her own research when I was applying for grad schools, and she was like, hey, like, have you looked at UT Dallas yet? And I was like, huh, it actually hasn't come up in my internet search, but lo and behold, I did some research on it, and I was like, wow, this is an excellent program, and I'm going to apply there. And a few months later, got my interview and had that position sometime after that. So definitely could not have done this without my mom and her doing her mom-like things and looking up all this information for me as well. After starting UT Dallas, I quickly realized that all of my classmates were going to be my family really, really quick. We had so much fun during our orientation and meeting one another. We had our fun Facebook group with trying to figure out who everybody is. And then we, of course, on our first day of classes, had our assigned seating in J204, which will always be in my memory for the rest of my life. I want to give a special thank you to Dr. Coakley. Within a couple of weeks actually of being at UT Dallas, I was in her office crying because I didn't know how to do grad school. Couldn't quite figure out all of the scheduling and time management, but she was so supportive from the get-go, and she gave me all the encouragement that I needed to continue on. And then I also need to thank, excuse me, thank Dr. Linda Thibodeau for her support and being in her lab all these 3 years throughout our clinical training. She taught me so much. And I think the best thing that she taught me is that if something is not working, you need to step out of the room, turn around 3 times, and then go back into the room. And there's a good chance that whatever you were working on is now working. I use that time and time again kind of throughout my daily life. So thank you, Dr. Thibodeau, for that. I also need to thank Dr. Andrea Warner-Sizz for her support and help in putting together my 3rd year research project. As we all know and can attest to, is that project is tough, and it takes a lot of perseverance and it takes a lot of support. So thank you, Dr. Warner-Sizz, for your help with that too. Finally, as I started my externship at Arkansas Children's, I need to thank all of my preceptors there because they really finalized the preceptor that I became, or excuse me, the audiologist that I became, and the preceptor I will soon become. Being with each of the audiologists over the last 4 years has taught me how much I love working with students, and I can't wait to be an audiology preceptor in just a couple of years, hopefully. And then I also need to thank the Student Academy of Audiology. They have helped me learn so many leadership skills over the last few years, and that's been an adventure of a lifetime, quite frankly. Get to meet audiologists from across the United States, and that was so fantastic. I really couldn't be the audiologist I was today without the SAA. And then finally, last but not least, of course, I need to thank my fiance for this last year of his support and helping me get through this externship process and going on these interviews and finally landing myself a very nice job in Missouri. So thank you, James, for your help and support with that. I love everyone on this call. Everyone here is my family in some way, shape, or form, my audiology family. So thank you, everybody. And we are the best class, I must say, of UT Dallas audiology graduates. So congrats, everybody.
And Stephanie, I will come find you because it's on tape that you're going to be a preceptor. So no backing out. Can I have David Tulsticka please turn on your camera and your mic, and your family and friends, please turn on your cameras.
I believe I'm on.
Yes, you are.
Good. For those of you who know me well, I'm going to do something rather uncharacteristic of myself here. And for once in my life, I'm going to keep it short. To my family, mentors, educators, friends, and cohort, I want to thank everyone who's been on this journey of discovery, exploration, and perseverance with all of us. We wouldn't be here without the best professors, family, friends, and support that each of you have given us along the way these past 4 years. To my cohort, there are a few things I want us all to remember moving forward that will help us to be great doctors. Our abilities to be resilient and adaptable. Together, these two things will help to make us willing and able to go the extra mile and a half that each of our patients will need. Our capacity for emotional intelligence and for compassion. The ability to separate where we are at and where our patients are at, so that we can meet them on their terms and their level, helping to push them where they will need to be. Our work ethic honed with hours and hours of study and clinic under our belts. These long days and nights, unfortunately, don't end with our graduation and our white coats. And like those that have come before us, we must continue to keep pushing to represent ourselves, expand our scope of practice, and continue to strive for excellence in our work each and every day. And lastly, for all of us to continue to be confident but humble and to never stray into arrogance in our practice. Thank you, each and every one of you, for being a part of the celebration that is these past 4 years. I hope and know each of us will continue to make you proud. Doctors,
Thank you, David.
Congrats, Dave. Love you, bro.
Woohoo! Congrats, David! And last but not least, Monica Trevino, will you please turn on your camera and your mic and have your family and friends join you?
Hi, everyone. Oh, it's so good to see all these familiar faces. Well, what I want to do is take the time to thank everyone who's helped me reach this point. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it may actually take an army to raise an audiologist, so I have a lot of people to thank. I'd like to start by thanking the incredible UTD faculty who have shared so much knowledge with us, both inside and outside the classroom. Your mentorship and your dedication to our learning is seen in everything that we do and inspires us to continue learning. I want to especially thank Dr. Lovarinas for helping me navigate my dual degree and for his advice about everything from chinchillas to cars. Professors, we're excited to represent UTD and your teachings as we continue as audiologists. I want to thank the amazing clinicians of Callier Center and elsewhere in the DFW area who have helped shape us into competent and caring clinicians. We're confident in our skills thanks to your guidance and your expertise. I want to thank my cohort, the class of 2020, and this cohort, the class of 2021. Thank you for every late night study night. Thank you for the late night wine nights. Thank you for the ice cream dates. And thank you for keeping a smile on my face as we made our way down this journey of audiology. I feel so lucky to have found such wonderful lifelong friends that I can continue to learn and grow with. Finally, I'd like to thank my family for supporting me in this moment and beyond, for proofreading my papers, for letting me test their hearing, for giving me quarters and spotted cows, and for sending me their love from across the country. I can't express how grateful I am to have your encouragement. And of course, I want to thank my amazing husband, Ken, who's been with me every single step of the way. I love you so much. Thank you all, and thank you for being here. We finally did it.
All right. Okay. So what I would like the class of 2021 to please keep your cameras on. Everybody else, turn off your camera so that we can see the entire group. Okay. So now it is time for the actual white coat ceremony. So you all have been mailed a box. I'd like you please to take out your white coats, and I would like you to put them on. You may have one of your family members help you. All right, I think it's everybody. All right, so stand up tall, but don't cut your head out of the camera. So the as it has been alluded to, the white coat ceremony is a time-honored tradition for healthcare providers to pledge to provide the highest quality of care for their patients and the highest quality of care in regards to advocating for their profession. So what I'm going to do now is we will turn off your cameras at this point, and I will call out your name and the name of your mentor so that they can properly introduce you to the world as a doctor of audiology. So if everyone can turn off their cameras, except for Dr. Jackie Clark and Tatum Joy. So everyone else turn off your cameras.
There we are. Okay, so it's really been such a pleasure, Tatum, to be on that front row watching you. And when I think of specific words that pop into my mind when I think about you, one is sunshine, because you always bring sunshine wherever you go. You always make sure that you have that positive spirit. So the positive spirit is the other thing. And it's been such an honor to watch your professional skills keep growing, and how you continue to maintain that passion. I am so honored to introduce you, Dr. Tatum Joy.
And thank you, Dr. Joy. Will Hunter Holcomb and Dr. Clark please turn on your videos?
Well, Hunter, I've been so fortunate and I've been so spoiled to have you as my graduate assistant for so many years, and it was our secret because I didn't want anybody to steal you away from me. So there's really no doubt when we think about this one, thing about the universe that lies deeply within you, and there's no question. Everybody knows what deep waters there are for you, and it's been such a wonderful journey to be able to be with you and participate with you, and have so many great in-depth conversations. After all, we had plenty of opportunities as early arrivers at Callier, and those were always very special times for me. It really gives me great pleasure to introduce you, Dr. Hunter Holcomb. Great job.
Thank you. And Dr. Clark, stay on. And Elizabeth Quinley, will you please join Dr. Clark, and everybody else turn off your cameras?
Well, Elizabeth, I must say that when I start thinking about, again, those specific qualities in you, it's just that steady calm. Even though in the midst of chaos, and even though I know inwardly you are feeling chaos, there was this really calm quiet that was always there with you. And you were able to maintain such great enthusiasm, even when things are a little on the busy side for you. And I know that the field of audiology is going to benefit tremendously from all that you have to offer. It gives me a tremendous joy to introduce you, Dr. Elizabeth Quinley. Congratulations.
And Dr. Clark, will you please stay on? Dr. Loberinas, will you please join Dr. Clark? And can we have Hannah Swanner?
Ollie is joining us too.
You start, Dr. L.
Hannah, what can I say? You never stop smiling. You never stop believing in yourself. You never stop believing in the people around you and lifting them up. Your high positive energy was, is, and will always be contagious. Congratulations.
And I will add on to that as well, because again, when I think about particular traits, you are fearless. You are amazing. You are willing and able to jump across to another state and learn something new. You have that unabounding energy that, to me, and to some people, they might find it a little scary, but in other ways, it really energizes all of us that we're able to be able to be around you. And I think simultaneously, Dr. Loberinas and I are both very happy to introduce you as
Dr. Swanner.
Hannah Swanner.
Woohoo! We might try that again.
No, we didn't practice this. We're audiologists. We're not professional speakers. Come on.
And thank you. And Dr. Loberinas, will you please remain on? And can we have Tina Campbell?
Tina, I am so proud of you. There isn't an obstacle that you haven't overcome. You know, all those times I gave you the toughest jobs were because I believed in you and I knew that you could do it. And your inner strength is like no other. I couldn't be more proud to introduce Dr. Christina Campbell.
Congratulations, Dr. Campbell. Can we have Monica Trevino?
Trevino, there are so many things that I could say about you, but I'm going to say two. You are creative and resilient, and you have weathered many storms from tight deadlines, projects, posters. I was always able to count on you, but evidently you have not grown tired of us. So I celebrate all of your accomplishments today, and I'm looking forward to celebrating many more that are yet to come. Congratulations. I'm proud to introduce Dr. Monica Trevino.
Okay. All right. Can I please have Morgan Flanagan turn on your video? Morgan, you have style, you have grit, and you have an unwavering desire to be a pediatric audiologist. And I am so proud of all you have accomplished, even under adverse conditions. And I have no doubt that you will be successful in whatever you choose to do. I'd like to welcome Dr. Morgan Flanagan to our esteemed profession. Congratulations, Morgan. May I please have Renee Golden? Renee, your sense of organization, your sense of getting a job done and getting it done well has been such a great advantage to me because you were my graduate assistant. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I know that you have the skills, the determination, and the strength to get where you want to be, even if the path is not a straight one. I'm so proud of all that you have accomplished and so proud to call you Dr. Golden. Congratulations. And can I have Ariel Iola? Ari, and did I say that right? Because I remember I didn't always say it right. Okay.
It's okay.
You are such a strong woman. You seek answers, you seek questions, and you have the fortitude and intelligence and common sense to get what needs to be done. You are excited about your future, and if you can keep even just a part of that for the rest of your career, you will always be happy. I'd like to introduce Dr. Ariel Iola to her family, friends, and to the UTD family. Congratulations, Ari. I would like to invite Dr. Laprell and Sarah Gittleman.
Sarah, I can't tell you how proud I am to see you getting your white coat and getting your degree. When you started 4 years ago, you brought so much energy to the lab and all of the projects that you've worked on, whether it was digging through hundreds of articles to pull out information and organizing it into careful spreadsheets so that it could all be integrated and analyzed, or testing earplug after earplug after earplug after earplug on the mannequin to try and figure out how much attenuation we were getting with different HPDs. It has just been such a pleasure to work with you and to see your clinical skills grow and students look up to you along the way. I'm so proud of you. It gives me really great pleasure to introduce Dr. Sarah Gittleman to everyone. Congratulations, Sarah.
And may we have Dr. Laura Purnell and Josephine Hahn.
Josephine, as much as you think that I taught you, like all great relationships, you taught me so much too. Thank you for being a great colleague and for all we shared in audiology and life. As you enter your career as an audiologist, your caring spirit, sensibility, and kindness will be an asset for all your patients that you will serve. Strive to do the best for your patients, seek new answers to difficult problems, and put into practice the vast knowledge that you have gained. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Your friends and family should be so very proud. Introducing Dr. Josephine Hahn. Congratulations.
Wonderful. And can we have Dr. Roser, Dr. Thibodeau, and Tching Cao?
Nina, first of all, I think it's great that your family could be with us, and it's 13 hours ahead of us. So right now it is 7:41 a.m. in Taiwan. So it's really great. You know, and before you came to spend the whole semester with me, I knew you were an excellent student and very caring. But I had you for a whole semester down at the clinic. And I was able to watch you, and I realized how compassionate and caring you are. And you're going to make a fantastic contribution to the profession of audiology. And one of the great things is that you're going to be staying in Texas. So that means we're going to have an opportunity to be able to have you here and to be able to interact with you. So I'm going to wait till Dr. Thibodeau says her congratulations, and then we're going to congratulate you together as Dr. Well, go ahead.
All right. Nina, it's been such a pleasure to work with you. I was so amazed when you came in that first semester and said, I want to start on a project and let's put, you know, how do I learn to do a poster? And you were just like a sponge or like a plant that just responded to, you know, everything that we would give you and teach you, that you would take and just be excited about it. You were so prepared every time you came in to a meeting with me that I knew that you would be doing well as you progressed through our program. And I know now that when you see your patients that you will show that same preparedness, and they're going to sense your confidence, because I saw it grow immensely during our program. And I am so proud that we can now call you Dr. Nina Cao, if we can still use Nina. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Nina.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And David Tulsticka.
Hey, David, having you as my...
Whoop, let's wait for... There we go.
Oh, there you are. How are you doing? Can you hear me? David,
Sorry,
having you as my graduate assistant for, it's hard to believe, for 4 years was fantastic. And right at the beginning, I knew you were a really clever guy, because the first thing I asked you to do was to reinvent the wheel of destiny. And what did you do? You and your dad took a bicycle wheel and you recreated the wheel of destiny for Grand Rounds. I really enjoyed the opportunity we had for conversations, all of the things we talked about. I expect that you're going to make great contributions to whatever profession you decide to end up in, because I know you are thinking about some bigger things. So congratulations, and I will wait for Dr. Thibodeau to congratulate as we will.
All right, David, I've had the pleasure of knowing you probably longer than any other student that's graduated from our program, although that's becoming, as I get older, that's becoming a little more common. But I've just enjoyed watching you and knowing you to see how thoughtfully and carefully you plan out everything, from, you know, being a student in Michigan to deciding Dallas is where I want to go to high school, and then knowing where you want to go for college, and then exploring and applying to AUD programs, and preparing for a race. Has anybody ever seen this guy prepare to run? I mean, he's got a whole method that he goes through to just get ready. And so just that dedication to being ready for what it is you're going to do next is what's so impressive about you. And I know that when you move into this next chapter of life, that you're going to look at it from all angles and be ready for that challenge. Just like you were tonight when you gave us those inspiring words. You're ready now. So let's congratulate Dr. David Tulsticka. Congratulations.
And Dr. Thibodeau, will you remain on? And can we have Stephanie Tittle?
Oh, Miss Tittle, soon to be Dr. Tittle when we finish our introductions. I also had the pleasure of watching you come in the first semester and say, I want to do a project. I want to study something. And you took on something that I hadn't even thought about at the time, bibliotherapy. Like, how do we use books to help children understand about their hearing loss? So from that day, we knew that you were going to dedicate yourself to working with the pediatrics. And I know working in my lab, you had to, you know, branch out from that, but it didn't matter what we asked you to do. You were there to make it work, even though it might have seemed impossible when we first started. Like, let's do a camp in 2 weeks and you're in charge of 50 ears and all their technology, and you just didn't bat an eye. You just made out your spreadsheets and away we went, and couldn't have done all those great things without having you in the lab. And so I know that you're going to take all that energy, everything you've done to represent our program so well, and you're going to take it into the profession. So we look forward to seeing all the great things. And we'd like to congratulate now Dr. Stephanie Tittle.
Okay, if I can have all of the doctors of audiology, the class of 2021, please put on your camera, turn on your cameras. We are getting ready for the AUD oath. You all have been given the oath and have typically, if we were face to face, you would all be reciting the oath at the same time. However, we know that when we all talk at the same time, we tend to mute each other. So you have been assigned a single line of the oath. So if everybody's on, I would like Dr. Trevino, will you please begin?
Sure. The UTD Dallas Doctor of Audiology class of 2021 will recite the Audiology Oath as an assurance to the highest standards of patient care and professionalism.
As the Doctor of Audiology, I pledge to practice the art and science of my profession to the best of my ability and to be ethical in conduct.
I will respect and honor my teachers and also those who forged the path I freely follow.
According to their example, I will continue to expand my knowledge and improve my skills.
I will collaborate with my fellow audiologists and other professionals for the benefit of our patients.
I will, to the best of my ability and judgment, evaluate, manage, and treat my patients.
I will willingly do no harm, but rather always strive to provide care according to the standards of the profession.
I will act to the benefit of those needing care, striving to see that none go untreated.
I will practice when competent to do so and refer all others to practitioners capable of providing care in keeping with this oath.
I will aspire to personal and professional conduct free from corruption.
I will keep in confidence all information made known to me about my patients.
As a doctor of audiology, I agree to be held accountable for any violation of this oath and the ethics of the profession.
Morgan, you are on mute.
Still on mute, Morgan.
You're still on mute, Morgan. Okay, now.
While I keep this oath inviolate, may it be granted to me to enjoy life and the practice of the art and science of audiology, respected by all persons in all times.
The UT Dallas Doctor of Audiology class of 2021 honor the tradition of the pledge to ethical practice, and we commit to the pledge we have taken today.
Congratulations, Doctors of Audiology class of 2021. Everyone can turn on their mics and give them a round of applause.
Ready?
If everyone can turn on their cameras, let's see what that looks like.
We love you. We love you, Tina.
Congratulations. Good job.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Congratulations, Tina.
Way to go, Hannah.
Good job.
Congratulations. Love you, Sam.
Congratulations, Nina.
Go, Wally.
Congratulations, Renee.
Oh, Dr. Iola.
Congratulations.
We're so proud of you, Tina.
Catalina loves you.
Congrats, man.
Congratulations, Ariel. Congrats, Monica.
Congratulations, Monica.
So we're going to return our program for a final video tribute to our students. So Dr. Thibodeau, if you can share your screen. Thank you one and all for coming, and you've made this such a wonderful event.